Welcome back, everybody. Hot Mic live on location. Bison Media Day 2024 style. We'll hear from head football coach Tim Polasek coming up at 1 o'clock today. Man to my left played for Tim Polasek. Gosh, I'm going to date you. 11 years ago?
Don't make me feel
I'm
that
sorry
old.
Hey, I'm old too. I was covering
years.
you when that was said.
How about that?
Happening.
Time flies.
Derrick
Isn't that
Lang
crazy?
joined us, NDSU Team Makers Director. It's great to see you. Just if you think about that fall camp, what comes to mind? Memories of Bison fall camp.
It was a grind.
Oh, yeah.
And obviously, the times have changed in terms of, the number of 2 days you can do, the number of off days they have. So I just remember, the
good old days, man.
Oh, my gosh. those 2-a-days coming out in full pads, the first
right
practice,
here,
and just being soaking wet and trying to find a different pair of shoes to have to wear for the afternoon practice. It absolutely was a grind, but I do have fond memories. Yeah. Because those times are so hard, that's really when you develop those great relationships. Like I don't miss fall camp.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way.
Yep.
I do miss being in the locker room during those days because it was a grind and the strong survived, and that's really when you developed great relationships because you were going through it with 100 other guys.
I don't know if it's the same, Langer, but I'll ask the 2013 fall camp to lead up to K-State. Mm-hmm. Do you think there's any similarities of this fall camp leading up for Colorado? Granted, I know they're not the reigning Big 12 champs, and sure, NDSU was known, not like they are known now, but are there similarities, you think, from that fall camp to potentially this one?
I do. Yeah, I think you number one, first thing that comes to my mind, you got a quarterback that's coming back for his 5th, 6th year. I can't keep track of the years now, but we had the same thing. Obviously, with Brock coming back for his senior year. And a lot of seniors, if you look at this roster, there's a lot of guys that have been here for 3, 4, 5 years, which was very similar to that team in 2013. So, and looking back at that team, I think there was never a doubt that we were going to have not only an opportunity, but we were going to win that game. Yeah. And I'd like to think that this crew will have no different outlook. I think there'll be a lot of confidence. Obviously, we're going to have to play really well and not turn the ball over, which we didn't at Kansas State, I believe, which is obviously huge on the road. But when you're playing an FBS team, the margin for error is so small. So, yeah, I do see, with the amount of experience that it takes to win those games, I think that this team's going to certainly have a chance.
How hot was it that night?
Oh, my gosh.
I was hot for me, and I wasn't doing anything.
I remember it being hot, but it happens so fast with all those things. I tell people all the time that ask me that. I know it was hot. I remember it being hot, but I knew it was really hot when my dad came up to me after the game and told me that he was alternating beers and water in the tailgate lap because typically, if you know my family at all, there was no altering beer with anything. So that told me, man, he had to be hydrating. Man. So it was. But what I would say to that point was we were also fortunate that fall camp, it was as hot as it is this week. Yeah. I mean, you're talking 90s, and again, you're talking 2-a-days. Yep. We went I want to say we went 14 or 15 straight days of practice because it was an early game. Yep. I do that. It was a blessing in disguise. Yeah. It wasn't fun at the time, right, in those conditions, but it got us ready.
And you had a huge play in that game, obviously, to keep that drive alive. That's got that. Where does that one rank? There's for you personally on the most satisfying wins or most important games you played?
I think for me, because my opportunities were few and far between, right? Being a walk-on and mostly a special teams player, but like most walk-ons, I found my niche. I found my role in the team and ran with it. But you knew that your opportunities were limited. So for me, the most gratifying thing was me taking advantage of the opportunities I did have because I didn't have as many opportunities as, Sam O'Jury and John Crockett. And you think back to that group, what a special group that was.
The fact they were on the same team still I shake my
there
head
was some
at
talent.
Oh
there was some talent in that room. Crazy. And then Chase Morlock coming along. And so, for me personally, absolutely the most gratifying. I tell people all the time, we caught people way off guard, in that scenario, 3rd and 10, 11, whatever. Who would have thought it was going to the 3rd string running back?
Did you know it was coming?
Again, things happen so fast that when the play is called, you do what you do in practice. You revert back to that. Okay. You rep those things so many times that you don't even realize what you're doing. So I think it happens so fast, you don't have time to think about, oh my gosh, the ball's coming to me. It's not like Little Giants, like I'm Johnny. No, you don't have time to think like that.
Yeah.
So, it happened so fast.
You made a heck of a cut, though, man. You made a cut and then bam.
Yeah, probably the biggest thing I remember about that play, and it's funny because I've been talking to him a lot recently, is Billy Turner.
Yep.
I just remember Billy Turner just flying by and just crushing someone, and I think that's what you're referring to. I cut behind Billy, and the rest was history. But that was such a special group because, like I said earlier, there was never, even going into the game, and then as we were behind a touchdown or 10 points, whatever it was, there was never any concern or lack of confidence.
Yep.
I think we knew we were a really talented group, and ultimately we worked really hard to get to that point that we knew we'd give ourselves a chance.
Being a former walk-on, how much do you relate to the current guys? You tell them about your story. Like, this is, I parlayed this into what I'm really proud of my athletic career at ASU.
Yeah. I think for me, I've never been the most talented at anything. So I've had to work for the position I'm in now.
Yeah.
Started as a GA, was an assistant director, and then a director, and now overseeing team makers. So I've always taken the steps to get here. I've never had anything handed to me in my life, and so I think I take that's a part of my daily work ethic. Is nothing has ever been given to me. Every day is a fresh start, and you got to go earn it. Today, earn those reps, earn those reputations, earn people's trust. It's no different than what I do now, right? I had to earn Brent Vegan's trust that he could put me in for that play.
Yeah.
Today, and what I do in fundraising, I have to earn our donors' trust that we're going to put their dollars where they want it to go, which is supporting our student athletes. So there's a lot of parallels to what I do now.
It's great to see. I want to ask you about the anticipation for the opener and what team makers' role in that. Matt was talking a little bit about, because there's going to be a lot of fans.
Yeah.
How early is the planning gone into this, and what do you have anticipating for fans that go to the game in Boulder?
Yeah, just like our fans, we've been planning for this one for a long time.
Yeah.
Obviously, the FBS games that we have the opportunity to play in are few and far between.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we're it's our own fault that we can't schedule almost. So, we're really excited. We anticipate having 5,000-6,000 fans down there, which will be awesome. We got rid of most of our ticket allotment, and what I've learned a lot about our fans is they're resourceful.
They will
find tickets.
Yes, they will.
So I anticipate us having well above what our allotment was. But we're really excited. We're going to have an event for everyone that's in Boulder on Wednesday night. We'll be at the Rayback Collective, which is a really nice spot in Boulder. So open to the public. If you're a Bison fan and want to come pregame with Bison fans, we'll be at the Rayback Collective, and we'll be sending more of this information out as we get closer. And then Thursday we'll also have another event leading up to kickoff, probably a couple hours before kickoff at the hotel we're staying at. So we'll have events both nights down in Boulder and take advantage of the great opportunity. And I think this is going to be kind of a once-in-a-lifetime thing for not only our student athletes, number one, but our fans and Bison Nation, because I think
the spectacle of this is different, right?
It's just there's a different feeling to it. I mean, you think about the amount of celebrities that'll more than likely be on that Colorado sideline, right? Like, how many, again, going back to our student athletes, how many kids can say, I played on a football field, and I'll just use Snoop Dogg. I don't know if Snoop Dogg's going to be there. He's busy with the Olympics.
He's at the Olympics now. He's being paid Otterdahl, another Bison who's
right. But those caliber, it'll just be a really cool experience. I think Boulder will just be electric. It'll be fun.
Were you a Deion Sanders fan when you were growing up, watching him play?
No, of course not. I was a Packer fan.
I know.
You can't cheer for the Cowboys. Are you kidding me?
Or the 49ers.
Or the 49ers, either one.
Yeah.
But obviously, looking back, seeing highlights, the guy was an unbelievable athlete. Just one of a kind. And he's obviously changed the face of college athletics, whether you like his style or not.
It's there. Yep.
The reality of Colorado football wasn't obviously nearly as relative as it is now. So whether you like him or not, he certainly had a positive effect for them.
I want to ask you, I asked Matt this as well, year in with the Green and Gold Collective, how have things gone working with them hand in hand? How's that gone on the team makers side with the collective now being here?
Yeah, no, it's been good. We meet with them monthly to make sure we're both on the same page in terms of, obviously they're doing some events for people that are giving the collective. We have our own annual fund events throughout the year, so making sure that we're not scheduling over the top of each other. So keeping an open line of communication has been really positive. And for us on the annual fund side, because it's so new to people, and I still don't think people have a great grasp of the impact that it has on college athletics and will have on college athletics moving forward. For us, it's a great opportunity to relay the message to our donors on the importance of it, because it's becoming a part of the student-athlete experience, and as our coaches are out recruiting, it makes an impact.
Donations, is what you wanted in terms of monetary, or is it tailed off? Is it still at a good spot where you like it at right now?
In fundraising, it's never where you want it.
You always want more.
It's never where you want it.
But are you at a good level? Are you comfortable where things are at?
I think at our level, if you're looking at just using football at the rest of FCS, we're in a really good spot. And our kids are involved in that. They're doing a great job in the community with volunteering and being at our other sporting events. The collective's done a great job implementing what they do and the time our student athletes are spending with encouraging other people to come to our events. I think you saw that a lot at our basketball games.
Absolutely.
No, should I tell you on the annual fund side, we want to raise more, and we want to continue to find other ways to make sure that NDSU is one of the best opportunities in the country for student athletes to come here, get a degree, and win championships. That's why they're here.
All right, I got to show you something here. As a Packer fan, I don't know if you saw this today. They're going to unveil white jerseys and white helmets.
I saw part of the Packers ones.
So you're connected as a former Bison player, now running Team Makers. Can we get a white Bison helmet? Can we make? Because Craig Bull, your old football coach, shot me down on the all yellow look. He said, "No, Dom will look like bananas out there." Can we do this?
And we got close, didn't we? Did we go gold and white pants or white pants and gold uniforms once?
Yep.
I want to say we were on the road or something.
Arizona. Arizona did that.
Yeah,
it was green, white, gold on that one for the Arizona game. Can we do this?
Close.
This is sharp. A white Bison helmet would look fantastic.
Did you run this? Did you give this to Larson too?
No, you do it, man. You're the money man. You're the money guy.
Make it happen.
You're gonna
there you go.
There's some alums who would do this,
that.
right?
I think it's a fresh look. I think we could try to make that happen.
I've been told that got shot down.
And kids like that stuff these days, right?
Well, I'll tell you what. Right now, the all green is damn sharp. That one's my favorite that you guys have.
Mm-hmm.
I like white green. That one's pretty good. You never had this. All you had was the traditional. You never got the alternate helmet.
No, the only thing I had was my last 2 years that we had the golden uniforms.
Yes.
That was it.
Right.
Yeah, that was about as far as we went off the line from
what we
always work.
Make this happen.
We'll see what we can do. That's
helmet,
next fundraising campaign. There you go. Do we need more? Yes, we need more.
It's great to see you, man. Thanks for coming by. We'll talk to you when we get close to the Boulder game, all right?
Sounds good.
Derrick Lang, former Bison running back and director of Team Makers, joining us here on site. We'll take our final break. We'll come back. We'll wrap things up, tell you what we got coming up later today up here at the indoor practice facility. Hot Mike wraps right after this.